Afternoon again, and this is another shot that I took. I didn't do much footage of the cairngorms. It's a similar place we went to before, but we did have a good time. Spotted a few, spotted a stag, a couple of them, and managed to get a couple of little shots off. I only got my little camera, which I'm using at the moment. I hadn't got my big camera with me. I hadn't got it set up. I know I wouldn't have time to do that. Also with my binoculars, binos is the term I think people use who are in the know, and I got those sorted and managed to watch some merlin. At least one of the parents and 3 young, and she was feeding them. I think it was a she. So I watched that quite funny. Buzz had come across as well, and she chased him away, even though they're only a small bird. Managed to cop a couple of rabbits, I think. I did think they were hares, but I think more so they were rabbits in the top with the binoculars, binos. But a cracking 4 days, 3 to 4 days we had there. Extremely warm, as you can imagine, excuse the camera shake. But I just thought I'd put this in and a couple of photos, and that's basically it really. We just chilled out basically and sat in the sun. Anyway, thank you all, cheers, and catch you all soon, cheers. Right, morning all. Day 2. I haven't filmed day 1 because that was a very messy day when I was taking the ight 2 out of the hole, and it was just a total mess. I used some butyl mastic, which I thought would be okay, and it wasn't. I did use also the proper stuff, which name escapes me again, but anyway, I've ordered another 2 tubes of that because I've just run out, and I've still got some more to do. Anyway, so I have put the garnish, so that the outside piece in. I've just left the roof on at the moment. It's loose, it's not tied in, you'll see that in a minute, and there's just a few screws retaining it. I haven't pushed any pressure on it whatsoever. I've tried to let it sit on the roof because of the curvature and just fill the gaps, but the gaps are bigger than I thought, and the 2 tubes I've used have gone quite fast, so I'm about a tube short, so I've ordered another 2. Anyway, enough of my waffling. There you can see where it is. You can see a couple of screws, 1, 2, 3 in there, and 3 opposite, and just 1 in each corner over there, type of thing. Then I'm going to put the screws in now and check, lift the top off, and I'll show you on the at the top there what I've done, and hopefully this will cure the leak I had, and then I'll try and, well, not that explain more, but it's easy enough to fit. It's just that my inexperience of pulling it down too tight caused the pressure and broken hinges. Anyway, I'll take it up top in a second. Cheers. This is the old one that's still up there, and this looks wet, and it still is wet. It didn't leak from there, it leaked from the hinges, because the hinges broke off, as you can see. That one broke off. This one didn't, because that was the centre section, and this broke off here, so that's got to come down at the moment. That's up here. I'm trying to get my hands to mess it. Now this is what I've done here. The hinges themselves, as you can see, right. Anyway, I put a bar through all 3 of them, which is a 6mm brass bar, so, and evidently use the weight just of the unit itself. Sikaflex I've used, I can never think of that word, but I have a gap underneath here and underneath there, which I have to fill, but I have put a section around the corner, section in the center. It's still very squidgy, but it was a thick inch seal, but it's already firming up nicely, which I can tell. So I'm going to put the hinges back to the glass, to the clear roof. Never ceases to amaze me it doesn't stick on the top, but anyway, so there you go. That's what I've done. So hopefully that will support the hinges, and then I've got another section here. This will put a little bracket on the end here to hold that up as well. That should do, but hopefully now these aren't pulled out on the curvature of the roof, because as you say, I can get my hands underneath there, and that's the curvature of the roof. If I'd have picked this Ight one, it would have fitted a lot better, but evidently it's smaller. So very sunny, very warm, but I hope you get the general idea. Cheers.